welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Tam here with Laugh and Grow with Tam, and on my channel I help you go with real talk and a side of laughter. Okay guys, so let's get into this video. I know you see the title. I know you're probably like, girl, what you talking about? Stay away from what? I saw this post today and it inspired this video because sometimes I see these posts and I'm like, oh, that's really speaking to me. But I saw this post and I'm gonna put it up here on the screen, over here on the screen. I'm gonna put it up on the screen, and I don't remember it verbatim, but it basically says something like people who run away from their responsibilities, don't take responsibility for their actions, don't like to be held accountable, are dangerous people, and you should stay away from them, because when you confront them, basically they're gonna turn it on you, blow it up in your face. And that thing set on me because I was like, And typically, I want to talk about it in the perspective of you being the person on the other side of it. You being the person that is dealing with the person who doesn't want to take responsibility or accountability. And there's a place for that, right? You know, we all have those people in our lives who don't take accountability for their actions. It's always somebody else's fault. It's always, oh no, I was going to, but, or, you know, flipping it back on you. You know, the trigger words or the popular words now, you know, narcissist, gaslighting, all the things. But I really want to take it from the standpoint of, are you ever like those type of people? Like, do you have moments where you don't want to take accountability for your actions? Do you have moments where everybody's wrong, but you're playing the victim, or, you know, I won't even say playing the victim, but you're in a situation where you are not taking responsibility for your part in it? And that thing sat on me, and I was just like, okay, how can I express this in a way that is loving yet bringing correction? And the best way that I can say that, because I too had to examine myself, the best way that I can express that is this: we all have issues, and a lot of times if it's a situation where we're having a hard time taking accountability, we have to go within ourselves to say, why is it so hard for me to accept the fact that I was wrong in this? Who am I trying to please? Whose a judgment am I afraid of? What is it? And I say that to say, because a lot of times we refuse to admit something because we don't want to be wrong. It's a sore spot with us. For example, when it comes to my children, that's a sore spot for me. And it may be more difficult for me to take accountability for my actions when it comes to them, because I don't want to admit that I've done anything wrong. I have a hard time coming to terms with the fact that I may have hurt my children, right? If someone say, hey, Tam, you could have said that a little bit nicer, or you didn't have to yell at them, or, you know what, Tam, I don't know, I think some of this behavior with your kids is a little toxic. I may have a hard time receiving that. And then I may turn, well, no, because that's not how, you know, I may have a hard time receiving that. Another area that is a sore spot for me is my marriage. Because going into my marriage, and if you don't know this about me, I am in an interracial marriage. And I don't say that a lot. I know it's a term that people use. And, you know, when you want to get, you know, if you're trying to go viral and things like that, you may use that term. But it's not something that we really say all the time just because we're married. But the reality is we are an interracial couple. We can't we can't deny that we are. And one of the things, a lot of stigmas and stereotypical phrases that go along with a Black woman marrying a white man is, a lot of times people assume that the Black woman is domineering over the white man. And so that was already a stigma that was placed on our relationship. And so there's a lot of insecurity there, because I feel like people automatically assume that that's what I do with my husband. So I always feel insecure in that. And so I get triggered if someone says something like, "Ooh, you know, Tam, you acting funny, or you talk to him, how you said that to him, or you whatever." It's a trigger for me. If it was in any other relationship, a lot of times people are like, oh yeah, you know, she handling business. But because my husband is a white male, it's a trigger. Not only that, and I feel like that's not even fully explaining what I mean by that. But for example, one of the things that I take seriously is treating my husband with the utmost respect. And so if we're in public and he says or does something that triggers me, where I don't feel like I have a moment to process and I respond immediately, I'm being judged by that response. And then it's an insecurity of mine. So if someone comes up to me later and say, you know what, Tam, like, you need to really work on how you talk to your husband, or, you know, and I'm just making up an example, or, you know, Tam, that was real wrong. Like, he didn't deserve that. It's a trigger for me. And I may have a hard time accepting that because it's something that I take so serious and something that I am insecure about. And I don't want to be viewed a certain way. And so when I feel like people are seeing me that way, it triggers me, and I have a hard time accepting a moment where I may not operate the way that I want to concerning my marriage, concerning my kids, whatever the case may be. I know I struggle with perfectionism. I can't even get the word out. I struggle with perfectionism in certain areas, not all areas, but in certain areas of my life. And so if I feel like someone is saying that I didn't do something right, they could be very, very correct, but I'm gonna have a hard time accepting that, because no, I did what you asked me to do. Or, well, you didn't communicate with me, so I did what I thought was best, right? Versus, you know what? Yeah, I could have did that better. I realize now I probably should have went and double checked that, or I should have went back and checked my notes, or I should have remembered to check my planner before, you know. And so those kind of things, I know for me, and these are just my personal triggers or things that I struggle with. And I'm just being transparent with y'all. I ask you to search within yourself. What are some areas that you know right now, if somebody called you out in it, you would have a hard time accepting it? This is a journey that God has me walking through. And so when I saw that post, it just resonated with me so much, because I was like, yep, that's me. Yep. I can see me struggling that. And of course, the first thing that came to my mind was, I started thinking about people in my life that was like that. And the Lord was like, why do you always do that? Come on, talk to me, Jesus. Why do you always, when you see a post, automatically think about other people and how they need to change? What about you? What about you? On the surface, that's not an area I struggle in. I'm a very self-aware person. I don't mind saying sorry. I take accountability for my actions. But there are some areas in my life where the Lord is like, I need you to give me that. I need you to give me that insecurity. I need you to give me that. And so it's like, oh, that's uncomfortable, Lord. No, I don't want to. But that's not how he works. You say I want you, Lord, I want you, Jesus. He's going to let him come in and he's going to take over every space in your life. The stuff that's hiding in the corners, he want that. The stuff that's underneath stuff, he want that. The stuff that you tucked away years ago, he want that. So let me stop before I get going. But anyway, search yourself. See what God is dealing with you on concerning what areas that you're not taking accountability for, areas that you need to work on, things that you know the Lord told you to do, things that the Lord told you to step away from. Yeah, that, because he wants it. He's coming for it. Just FYI, he's coming for it. Anyway, let me get on off here and go finish dinner for my kids. I love you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.